All right. So, hey guys. So, this is going to be a little series on tips on dating for short guys from a short guy. Now, this is something that I wish I had when I was younger, because a lot of the stuff I had to figure out on my own or even research or even kind of watch things now. And the big thing I want to say is the truth. If you're short, you're at a disadvantage to a taller guy, right? That doesn't mean we can't overcome that. That doesn't mean we can't even the playing field, but surface level, we are at a disadvantage. So I'm going to give you tips to level the playing field and overcome that. Now, with that being said, you need to understand this. Women want to feel safe, right? So if this was caveman, cavewoman times, the cavewoman would want the caveman that is bigger, stronger, faster, can protect them. They wouldn't want the 5'5" caveman with the little club, right? They want the big, strong, masculine man. Now, what we have to do as short men is we have to do things to make us seem more attractive, to be higher status, to have more money, to be more charismatic. And this is a good thing. Why? Because it forces us to evolve. Listen, if you're 6'5", you don't got to do much to attract women, right? You might not even have to improve your quality of life, right? You could just kind of walk around being 6'5". So this is a really good advantage for us as long as we use it, but we understand the steps that we need to do. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, which evens the playing field, is the frame in which women come into your life. Now, the frame is like the setting. This is why a short man like Prince, the rock star, if you're young, we'll put a picture in here for you, could attract many women. Didn't have to be tall, but he was famous. He had attention on him. He had status. They came into the frame. So especially if you were a Prince fan, you probably wanted to hook up with them, right? So this is what we need to do as short men. Now, we all don't have skills that are going to take us to be totally rich and famous, but the frame in which they come into your life. Now, this could even be something where you see like the secretary starts liking her boss. This could be where, a student likes their professor. Now, I'm not advocating for this. I'm just telling you this is why this happens. If you're just an average man and you're short, it's going to be much harder. So the first thing we want to do is establish the frame in which they come to see you. Again, it's because of the attention. It is because of the status that you have. So if we can get them into our frame, if there's something that we are good at, we invite them to that, right? By an instrument, we have this passion, we do comedy, we wrote a book, we share that with them. Something where you can differentiate yourself from other men. That's the first thing that we have to talk about, is the frame in which a woman meets you or sees you. So when we're talking about your frame, initially when you meet a woman, whether it's online or out in the real world, you probably don't have frame, right? So you have to rely on other skills to kind of get them in your frame, right? To kind of pull them into your frame. And that's something that you have to think about and actually devise a plan to get them to see you at your best, following your passion, stuff like that. But the things we have to do to get them there is be charismatic, to be optimistic, to be playful. We have to provide them with something like an adventure, something where we're not boring, something where we can differentiate ourselves from them, from other men. However, the goal is to get them into your frame. Now, again, if you're a baseball player, you already have frame. Take them to a baseball game, your baseball game. If you are the high school quarterback, they're going to be in your frame anyway because they're already in the same high school and they see you as being the man. However, as you get older, the frame's not established yet. They don't know who you are, especially if it's online dating. So don't get discouraged if you get turned down a lot, because remember, there are a ton of women out there, all right? And nowadays, it's not just the 5-mile radius, 10-mile radius around you. It can be anywhere, especially when you have a good frame. So as you start to attract the woman, try to get them into your frame, right? Now, in order to get them there, you have to have those qualities: being optimistic, being playful, not getting emotionally reacted. If they reject you, be cool about it. Women do not want a man who's so emotional. I know the big buzzword today is men should feel their emotions. And while I'm not saying men should be like totally void of emotion, women are not going to want a man who's crying all the time, right? They want somebody who they can look up to, who they can be happy with, who does not give them more stress. Remember that. Now, for me personally, I always had frame as a self-defense instructor, right? So I would teach a self-defense course. I would already have status, so people would already trust me. I'd give a good experience. I'd be charismatic. I'd be making jokes. So now my frame keeps increasing. I even met one of my ex-girlfriends from teaching a self-defense course at her dorm in college, right? So it's the frame in which they already come into me. I already have that respect, that authority. I have a passion, which is super attractive to women. And so it made, dating easier, right? Because we already had that connection. We had that moment in time. So that's an example for me, like when people come into my frame. It could also be because I'm muscular, right? So if people saw me at the gym and we strike up a conversation there, I don't look like a beginner lifting weights, right? I already have authority because of the way my body looks. So that could be my frame as well. So there'll be something in your life, maybe not right yet, or maybe there is, but there will be somewhere where you have the authority, where you have frame, where you can bring them into your frame, teach them something, show them you're an authority, show that other men respect you. That's super attractive to women too, right? So when we talk about the frame, really, it all starts with becoming a better you, improving who you are, and then bringing other people into the frame. Now, frame also works with men as well, right? I mean, so you could be heterosexual, but men will respect you when they come into your frame. So it works both ways. But for you as a person, it's always about evolving, being true to yourself, and then following your passions. Wherever you are right now, keep leveling up your life, but remember to eventually bring them into your frame. Hello, my name is Dr. Marc Bochner. Don't forget to check out my new book, Pug Learns to Believe.